Freddy Fazbear. He's the poster boy for Fnaf, and he's great at being that. Wouldn't have him any other way. Bonnie has a really cool design, and in the original Fnaf, he brought a lot of nostalgic memories with him. Chica may be my least favorite classic animatronic, but I still do like her, and she's still a really important part of the first game. Foxy is my personal favorite classic animatronic, and I can definitely see why he's loved by basically the whole Fnaf fan base. Classic Golden Freddy is, in my opinion, the best Easter egg character out of all of them, and is without question the most mysterious character to this day. The most relevant thing about Endo01 nowadays is that he's an enemy in Fnaf AR, but otherwise he's pretty uninteresting. Phone Guy was the first voice we'd ever heard, and also it was really cool that he got into UCN. I just really wished he had new lines. Toy Freddy I've just felt is pretty average, and the only thing I like about him really is his voice. Toy Bonnie's huge design difference from classic Bonnie I think is actually really cool. I just think his voice is a little weird. I guess I just don't find Toy Chica that creepy, although I will admit I do really like her voice, it really fits her. I really like Mangle's design and concept, super unique, and her backstory is really awesome. Like everyone, when BB came out, I hated him, but nowadays I think he's pretty cool. Puppet might just have the best story and backstory out of all the Fnaf characters relevant to the lore. Puppet is just really good. Withered Freddy has a really cool Freddy design, and some of his in-game renders are some of the best in the games. Withered Bonnie is easily my favorite Withered animatronic. He has such a unique design, and I feel like his voice is pretty underrated. It's actually really good. Back in the day, I thought Withered Chica was the creepiest animatronic out of them all, and she's still really creepy to this day. Her design is really good, and I really like her voice as well. I really like Withered Foxy, but I can't help but remember how annoying he was to handle in Fnaf 2. But that's basically it. He's still really cool. Withered Golden Freddy isn't as exciting as Fnaf 1 Golden Freddy, but I still really like him. He's still really cool. Shadow Freddy is a really memorable Easter egg character, and his role in the story is pretty interesting, and I definitely want him in AR alongside Shadow Bonnie. Shadow Bonnie's role is also interesting, and in the latest games he's been in, he's had some pretty cool game mechanics. I've always found JJ just kind of uninteresting and pointless in the Fnaf series, but otherwise I guess she's fine. I mean, I guess I prefer Endo 02 to 01, and his Easter eggs were kinda cool I guess, but otherwise he's still pretty uninteresting. It is a proven fact that Springtrap is the best animatronic that Scott made, and you can't prove me otherwise. I'm not biased or anything. Phantom Freddy's always been pretty average, but I like how the way he jump scares you in Fnaf 3. Phantom Chica's way of jump scaring you is pretty cool I guess, but otherwise she's nothing special. Phantom Foxy's probably my favorite Phantom, but I just can't help but remember how annoying he was in Fnaf 3, like Withered Foxy. Phantom Mangle's just been lame overall in all the games he's been in, and I do not know why she got in UCN over the other Phantoms. Phantom BB is one of the most irritating and annoying characters in the Fnaf games. He's legitimately one of my least favorite. Phantom Puppet's mechanic in Fnaf 3 was pretty cool and unique, but otherwise he's nothing special. Shadow Freddy's Easter egg in Fnaf 3 was in my opinion the best one, but otherwise his Easter egg's kinda forgettable. Nightmare Freddy's design combined with the Freddles is just so cool, and his voice in my opinion is the best one in Ultimate Custom Night. Nightmare Bonnie has not only looked really creepy in basically every iteration he's been in, but he's also looked really freaking cool. Nightmare Chica's design is also really scary, and the fact that her cupcake can actually kill you is also really cool. Just where the heck did her third row of teeth go? Nightmare Foxy's design details make him look so cool, and him in the hallway level in FNAF Curse of Dreadbear is just god-awful terrifying. Nightmare Fredbear is just the definition of menacing, and him as the final boss in FNAF 4 was just so cool. Although I don't like Nightmare as much as Nightmare Fredbear, I still think he's really cool and really creepy, and his voice is really cool as well. I didn't really care for Plushtrap at first, but now I actually really think he's cool, and I really hope he's the next Fnaf AR character. Please Illumix, I beg. I didn't think Jacko Bonnie was anything special, but after Curse of Dreadbear, I actually think he's pretty cool. Basically the same story as Jacko Bonnie. Jacko Chica was cool in Curse of Dreadbear, and I actually really like her UCN voice as well. I hope her voice actress comes back. Nightmare BB is just really creepy. His voice fits him so well, and in my opinion, he has the best BB design. I don't like Nightmare Mangle as much as Nightmare Foxy, but she still has a really cool design. Okay, so I like Nightmarian, but at the same time, I freaking despise him. Although Old Man Consequences is pretty forgettable, his role in UCN is actually really interesting. Let's be real here, the only reason Dee Dee is relevant nowadays is because she was in UCN. Like, that's really it. Like, if she wasn't in UCN, we'd all forget about her. Circus Baby is really interesting in the lore, and I think she has a pretty cool design. I just find her pretty overrated at sometimes. Ballora has always been pretty meh to me, although I'm really interested at what her AR mechanic's gonna be. Funtime Freddy has the best voice in all of FNAF in my opinion. His design is great, his mechanics are great, Funtime Freddy is just so good. Funtime Foxy also has a really cool design, and his voice is also really good. He's just really broken in UCN, like Jesus man. Ennard's design and meaning in Sister Location is legit one of the best in the game. Like, he's easily one of the best FNAF characters of all time, in my opinion at least. The Biddy Babs aren't bad, they're just really forgettable and don't really have any interesting moments about them. The mini arenas are basically the same case as the Biddy Babs, except they're legitimately annoying in basically every single iteration. So, Lobit's fine, despite being basically a reskin of Funtime Foxy. Just like, why is she so liked by the fan base? Like, that's just something I don't really get. Okay, seriously, like, what is Yendo? Like seriously, what is he? He just kind of showed up, and we were just like, oh, okay. But, like, do we actually know what he is and what his deal is? Okay, so Bonnet is a recolor, a almost useless character in terms of the lore, and probably not even a canon character. And yet, she's been in almost every game since her release. Why? Electrobab might just be the most forgettable animatronic out of all of them, and he's just like the Biddy Babs basically. He's just uninteresting. Like, he has a cool name, but that's basically it. Hand Unit is just so great. I really hope that Andy Field keeps getting casted as, like, announcer voices for FNAF. And no offense to Scott and his voice, I like Phone Guy, but I think Hand Unit's just a better phone guy. Okay, at this point, Helpy is a staple of FNAF. He's cute, he's goofy and funny as hell, and his role as just being, like, this little icon dude for everything, like Helpy's just the greatest. The Trash Gang is funny, but, like, that's about it. They're really just there for humor purposes, and they're not really interesting, they're just kind of there. The only real thing I like about Happy Frog is her voice, otherwise, like, I don't really care about her. Mr. Hippo is a treasure that we petty humans do not deserve. Pig Patch is basically in the exact same boat as Happy Frog. His voice is nice, but that's basically it. I used to not really like Ned Bear, but nowadays I see him basically as equal as the rest of the mediocre melodies. Except Mr. Hippo for obvious reasons. I actually like Goreville. I think his design is pretty good. I like that he's the first elephant we got, and his voice is really cheerful and nice as well. Rockstar Freddy's design is cool, but that's basically all that I like about him. Okay, seriously, what is up with Rockstar Bonnie being the only Rockstar animatronic with a voice changer voice? Okay, I'm not bashing on Rockstar Chica's voice actress or anything, but she has the worst voice in all FNAF. I like that Rockstar Foxy is a lot more pirate themed than the other Foxys, and the fact that he's basically the first quote-unquote good guy we've had in FNAF is really cool. Oh god, oh no, oh no. There's just really nothing interesting to L-Chip at all. It's cool that a Funtime Chica actually exists, but otherwise she basically is just there for filler in UCN kind of. I don't like Molten Frey's design as much as Ennard's, but he's still really good, and I love the fact that Funtime Freddy's taking the wheel in him. Easily my favorite over the two babies we have had in the games. Scrap Baby's design is so unique, yet it is so freaking cool. Okay, so as of recording this, we got the email from Fnaf AR that implies that Lefty's gonna be in the game, which is actually pretty cool. I mean, I would still preferred Plushtrap, but I really wish Fredbear was shown off more in UCN than he was. But I mean, he's still pretty mysterious and pretty cool. After seeing so many fan models and fan-made renders of Spring Bonnie, I am itching for him to get in an official game eventually. Glitchtrap is the creepiest character in all of FNAF, and you cannot tell me otherwise. Dreadbear's Frankenstein look makes him super creepy, and in Curse of Dreadbear he was easily the better animatronic that was added. Even though I prefer Dreadbear, Grim Foxy's still really cool, and I'm really happy he's not just a reskin like the other Jacko animatronics. Kill it with fire! Or basically anything else that you have on hand that will kill it. Alright, y'all ready for this? Look how cool Frostbear is. And me. Shamrock Freddy's colorations are really nice. I like the bright green that was used. I just really wish he had an Irish accent. If someone were to point a gun to my head and ask me what my favorite FNAF AR character skin is, I'd probably say Chocolate Bonnie. I've never liked Easter Bonnie as much as Chocolate Bonnie. I just think he's okay, I guess. Toy Freddy is letting out his inner gamer with this skin, and it is gorgeous. High Score Toy Chica is my least favorite of the toy arcade skins, but she's still good. System Error is my favorite Arcade Mayhem skin. I think he's really good. I like the textures on him, and I really like his red coloring. I wish we got a skin of Baby instead of her 8-bit form, but it's alright, I guess. Radioactive Foxy has 2 hooks. 2 hooks! That is awesome. All the added growths and bumps and stuff on Toxic Springtrap makes him look so cool. I really like this skin. Firework Freddy isn't a bad skin, but let's be real here, it's really just Freddy wearing clothes. Not only do I find Liberty Chica pretty funny, but I actually really like the detail that was added to her skin. I never actually thought that Endo01 would get a skin, but I'm actually really glad he did because this looks really cool. Giving Baby an oven instead of a claw is just such a good idea, especially for the summer event. Scorching Chica's textures are actually really good. I really like this skin. I just keep forgetting to call her Scorching Chica. I always call her Magma Chica. When I first looked at Flaming Springtrap, I didn't really like him, but once I watched his workshop animation and just saw him up close, I actually really liked him.